Okay. Continuation. This is continuation of this very video they cut off. We continue. We are back. Read the law for me. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tells court. 7th 11/2025. This is me, fearless IPB evangelist Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I am from Monday, but we are back. Thank you. There was an Aniri local government in Nigeria province to Biafra land. Thank you. This is Homeland Radio Biafra presentation. So we move. Read the law for me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tells court. So what did he mean there? He said, can I hear the law read out from your constitution? Because the constitution said that I cannot be tried without a written law. Because what you are trying me with is a repealed law. It does not exist. And from what we are seeing on my screen here is all about repealed law. And the repealed law, as stated here on Google, say that that law does not exist. The law have been removed or have been changed or have been replaced. You know. So whatever, it does not exist and cannot be used against somebody. So what we are now waiting for Moto Show is to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you cannot just create laws on your own in your courts. You cannot and start trying Nnamdi Kanu with it, because whatever this thing you welcome here is created by the judge. The judge that insisted that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should enter defense on non-existing law. Do you know that this very judge and the prosecutor have not challenged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Are you aware? Do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have defeated Nigerian state? Are you aware? How? The prosecutor, which you are seeing his picture here, Awomolo or Womolo, look at his picture under Nnamdi Kanu there. He never read the law for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and say, my friend, this is where we base on trying him. No. They just composed law, they composed the case against Nnamdi Kanu. As people can compose song, you know. They composed it, they started singing it. They can go on air and say, he's committed terrorism, he's committed terrorism. But we come to your law, we discover that it has been repealed. Such does not exist in your law. Talk more of looking into it to know if he committed it or not. First thing is, please, this case you make against me, we have searched in your constitution, it is not there. Are you trying me with another country's constitution? Or you are using Nigerian constitution? Now, if you are using Nigerian constitution to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, please read it out, because I have had the case, and the case I had brought against me does not exist in Nigerian constitution. And the constitution insists that I must stand trial on a written laws. Do you understand? So that is to say, that is to say, my trial is null and void, because the case against me does not exist in law of Nigeria. It has been repealed. So that's why when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took his stand to defend himself, nobody was able, all the analysts that government contracted, nobody analyzed to touch this very point, All they were analyzing is his capability of defending himself, the risking in his defending himself. Do you understand? And the next one is the risk in him not entering his defense. And nobody was able to analyze and say, why is it that they are trying him, on non-existing laws? Or will you be in Nigeria and you'll be trying somebody with the law of South Africa? Or you'll be, because the law may be existing in another country. It was existing in Nigeria before, but in 2013 it was repealed. In Terrorism Act Amendment 2013. So why is it that they insisted he should stand trial? He must enter his defense, as he insisted and say, Omotosho, my lord, can you read it out for me? Read it out before the world. Read it out before this honorable court. Tell me where this very case against me was taken from in Nigerian constitution. Or will you just wake up in the morning and start making case against somebody and compose case against somebody and be insisting that the person must face it when was not written in your law? Even in social clubs, even in unions, even in village, there are things that will happen. If there is much argument, somebody will say, please check our constitution, please. Secretary, bring our constitution, let us check it. Chairman, I think we have constitution, let us not debate much. Or yeah, bring our constitution. I've been secretary to different organizations. That is always the process. But in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even in court, not outside the court, somebody requested that the court should read out the basis of the case against him in the Constitution of Nigeria. It was not found. And the judge did not make any move. Nobody argued him. The prosecutor himself said, close the case, close it, close it. Is it for what? Close it and then we start panicking. Rubbish. Are you going to decide on non-existing laws? Then we want to see that decision. We want to see that your decision. We want to know why you amended your Terrorism Act in 2013 and you are using it to judge somebody. It's already repealed in your constitution. So why can't you go home and rest? Why can't you go home and rest? Do you understand? When we go to your village, Oga, when we come to communities, how do we settle issues? Even among everybody, both in club, even this is social or their parties, their political parties. What is always the directive? Let us go to our constitution. Chairman, because this thing you are saying now, is it in our constitution? Yes, it's in our constitution. Or you read it out. That is how we always do in meetings. That is how we do in organizations. And that is how life is. Because the person said, you are intimidating me. What you are presenting is illegal. It is not lawful. And you know that this is terrorism charge. And you want to go ahead. You don't want to listen to somebody who said, this thing you are using against me, does it exist in your law? Because it does not exist. To my knowledge, I have gone through your constitution. This thing you are making as a case against me does not exist. It existed before, but in 2013, it was repealed. So, and the constitution said that every trial, I can only stand trial on a written law. So, can you read it out for me? Let me see if I am wrong. Because, to me, I am right. I have gone through the constitution. Nobody challenged him. They say, close the case. Close the case. That's what Awomolo was shot because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had defeated him. He's informing his Yoruba brother, the judge. Close the case. Close the case. And the Yoruba brother, Awomolo, Omoto show injustice. Now feast 20th. we believe you discharge Nnamdi Kanu on the 20th because you are discharging him based on the illegality of his case. So, and the Constitution said that it is null and void. His case now is now null and void. It has no ground to try anybody based on that. Now, if you are quoting Nnamdi Kanu wrong, you must quote him wrong through your Constitution. You don't quote him wrong through DSS. Somebody wake up and say, do you know that this thing you talk now, do you know it is terrorism? And the man that can say it is not terrorism. And you say, okay, it is terrorism, it's okay. Let me hear from you. We went to the court. We heard from him, from them, from federal government. They presented their case. You know, after presenting their case, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now went to and reviewed the case they presented against him. He now discovered that in the Constitution, it is not even written. That this thing I have been suffering for long is not even written. And he now said, no, I will not enter defense. Thank God I have not entered defense. And they say he should enter defense. And he said, okay, no problem. But can you read it out for me? Let's see, because I am with the Constitution here. The Terrorism Act has been amended 2013. And this law is now repealed. So, are you using repealed law on me? Because you cannot use it to try me. You cannot use it to convict me. The law says you cannot try me without a written law. So, Judge, can you read it out to me so that I will know that I am legally standing trial? The judge said, enter your defense first. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yes, that is the stage we want. We want it like this. We want it like this. We want them to show the world that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been preaching on Radio Biafra for long is true. This is why he said he will destroy them, because the destruction of Nigeria is exposing their illegalities in justice, in judiciary. The illegalities in judiciary, the injustices in their judiciary, the intimidations of government against citizens, the intimidations in every area by the police, by the DSS, by the army, everything is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is presenting to the world. So there is no challenge, rather they are telling him to go to trial. No challenge, and he insists, and continued that he cannot enter defense. So we wait for the discharging of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the 20th, or government of Nigeria do otherwise based on the illegal case, unlawful case against him. Lawful is something that is written down. The law said written down, a written down law, laws written down. It did not say that a police can make law, can make case against you without from the law. The Constitution did not say that a DSS can get up and make law a case against you without it from the Constitution, because they are security agencies. That means anybody can wake up in the morning and start accusing anybody of anything that doesn't exist. Do you understand? I was on this broadcast before they cut it off, so I came back with another one. We'll continue. We'll continue. Thank you. Thank you. So, this is to inform Nigerians that we have captured their government down in their court. We have destroyed them in their courts. We have defeated them in their courts. Do you understand? So they can go ahead and decide anything and do anything ugly, because we know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is firmly standing on his right based on the Nigerian Constitution. He did not say read out Biafra Constitution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not say, read out Ghana Constitution. He did not say, read out Cameroon Constitution. He did not say, read out South Africa Constitution. He did not say, read out Kenyan Constitution or Malian Constitution. He said, read this thing out from the Nigerian Constitution, the basis of this very charge against me. Where did you take it from? Because from my knowledge, it had been repealed in 2013. So what am I now standing trial for? Because automatically it is null and void. The case against me is null and void. If you doubt me, read it out for me. Simple. And you are running around the circle. Read it out. Awomodo, prosecutor, read it out. I think you are here to prosecute your case. Or you read it out now, the basis of your case against him in your constitution, where it was written down. So you just wake up and make case against somebody because he's an Igbo man. Why can't you base on your constitution? So you have forgotten that you are dealing with an intelligent man. Thank you. We told them that we will not shoot them gun, but we will disgrace them in truth and in honesty. We disgrace them. Yes, they may decide to do otherwise, but to their own disadvantage, because whatever the judge decides against Nnamdi Kanu is for our own advantage and for the disadvantage of Nigerian state. Watch and see now, because we'll use upper hand and pull them down. God is our witness. Omoto Show should also know. Facebook should also know that this program is not harmful. They have cut the other one off. They are still attacking this one. I don't know. Are you not seeing the repealed law? I googled it. They said the law might have been removed or replaced, right? But after all, that particular law does not exist, and they will no longer be used against anybody. It will not be used against anybody. So when you see some fools who believe that as Nigeria captures them, so they will capture everybody as a Nigeria, because they thought as politicians are criminals, so they are always submissive to every intimidation because they are criminals. Only a message from DSS or EFCC, the politician will come down. It's not the way you confront Nnamdi Kanu. That is why IPOB is not shake. It doesn't move. It's not moved by any blackmail, because the clear conscience is the energy of IPOB. So that is why Nigeria keep getting weak, because the more you blackmail us, the more our strength grows, because we can never turn against our people as you allege. That is pure. The same thing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The more you come to him with injustice, the more he gains more strength. So we are not moved, because injustices have been our portion in Nigeria. That is why we say we want to fight injustice and be free. Not fight injustice and remain in Nigeria. No. We want to fight it once and for all, so that we will no longer complain about injustice. But as for injustice, that is our portion. That is righteousness of the North and the Yoruba people, to hate Igbo man, to make sure that they suffer, to contribute in the policies against people of the East. As far as you bring suggestion that will suffer Igbo man, as far as you contribute, you have become righteous. That is automatic righteousness. That is what actually cleared road for Reno Omokri to have a presidential handshake. After all, he turned against Igbo to clear his way. That is righteousness. Onanoga, everything you do, he will target on Igbo. Everything that happened in Nigeria, Onanoga will target on Igbo. That is righteousness. It is not a mistake. That is how to be righteous in Nigeria. Whatever that happened, target Igbo. Target Igbo. You know, today, this one will hook them on their throat. because they are trying Nnamdi Kanu with a non-existing law. Thank you. Do you understand? You cannot remove a particular law from your constitution, and because Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man, you'll be using it. When we know that is the reason why no Boko Haram is standing trial, because they themselves knew, they were informed that it had been removed from the constitution, 2013. Fulani Herdsmen was informed that it had been removed from the constitution. That is why Sheikh Gumi can do anything. He knew he cannot be arrested and tried on terrorism. He knew it is not in the constitution. It had been removed. It had been repealed. So they believe that as Igbo man now will be submissive to a repealed law. So Nnamdi Kanu will now be convicted on a repealed law. You can decide, after all, you have convicted him for long. So if you want to officially announce to the world, if Nigeria want to officially announce to the world that since 2015 that they have convicted Nnamdi Kanu, they are free. Not based on their law. Not based on their law. Then if they do that, then they will get the reaction. But what we need is to make sure that they are acting outside constitution, because it is not in their constitution. It has been repealed from their law. So if they say it is lie, why is the judge finding it difficult? What secretary of every organization always do, immediately there is something to correct. If people want to be right in an organization, if there is confusion, they will always refer to constitution. Please read out our constitution. Read it out, please. Let us see if this thing, let's see what our constitution says about this. This is what Nnamdi Kanu is requesting. This is what we are requesting for. Please, from my knowledge, it is not in your court. It is not in your constitution. If you doubt me, read it out here. Nobody read it out. Nobody, prosecutor didn't, the judge didn't. And you want him to enter defense, as in what? You can just wake up and compose a case against somebody and you want outside your constitution. Because you remove it for your own favor. So that Boko Haram will be freely. They will call them repentant. Nobody will be tried. So that Fulani Herdsmen will never stand trial. That's why you remove it. In your plan, you remove it that Sheikh Gumi can be moving freely and collecting money for terrorists. You remove it so that Sheriff and all of them will not face trial. You remove it so that Pantami will later be a minister. You remove it so that Shetima will be vice president. You remove it so that the terrorists will be moving freely. Today, you are using it against Nnamdi Kanu. A repealed law. It will not happen. It will not happen. It will not happen. We continue. Omoto show. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you see this your vulture cap. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rubbish it from your head. Go ahead and decide rubbish. You will tell the world where you get it. Are you using Ghana law? Are you using Congolese law? Or the same Nigerian constitution? What is that thing in that constitution you cannot read out? You want him to enter defense, but you cannot read it out. When he said, these things they are presenting against me is not even your constitution. Though. Why can't you read it out? I know the DSS is here listening. Why should they not be here? You must be here now. Is that not my program? You must be here now. Mad people. In our police, now DSS, now army. If you're big about our strong stature and image, Kosa Nigeria. We have good image and stature before international presence. Nigeria cannot challenge IPOB in any international body. Before any international body, Nigeria is a terrorist country. Nigeria has no image to confront IPOB. Likewise, their judges are rubbish before the world. The judiciary of Nigeria is useless before the world. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is about to show the world the shape of Nigerian judiciary. It is about to happen. It is about to happen. Already happened. Already exposed. So they should go back and meet and know that if there is a confusion in an organization, people always refer to the constitution. If there is somebody's right they want to look into, somebody will refer to the constitution. Na chairman, because go try constitution anya ka ihe abie once. Chairman, please. Okay, chairman Onante secretary. Oh yeah, secretary, read it out. Thank you. From here. Good evening. Now read it out now. I'm confused. We don't know. Is it this and this we should send to him as is his right or what? Go to the constitution. Let's see. Now, this person that do this thing now, what do our constitution say? Is that not what Nnamdi Kanu is asking for? Now tell us what our constitution said now. Prove to me now the case you make against me. Can you prove it? Where it is written? Or tell the world that DSS or federal government just wake up and make a case that is not in constitution. It will be understandable. Then we'll know how to follow it. We'll know that it's not a matter of defense. You know, you cannot bring illegality and decide you should enter defense first. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Do you understand? Yes, this is part of what IPOB have been presenting to the world, and it is now happening in their court. If it comes to people of the East, they use method that is not in their constitution. Anything about the East, they must go outside the constitution. Anything about Igbo man, they must do their decision outside constitution. Every decision of Nigeria against Igbo man must be outside constitution. Destruction of Igbo property, outside constitution. Everything, they will wake up in the morning and make policy against Igbo. The same case, the same way they make case against Nnamdi Kanu, they wake up in the morning, they make case of terrorism against him without going through their constitution. And they insisted he committed it, he's a terrorist. Now, it has come to the time where you will read it out from your constitution. He said, no, enter his defense. Enter defense to Bukwegi, buo your generation there. Give your judgment on 20th. Chireka akpo unu oku. Agwara unu na imechacha unu ihe. Uwe, agwara ha na IPOB ga-agba. No blame game. No blame game, nwanne. O said Nnamdi Kanu is now innocent. Or you convict him on his innocency. Convict now. Let us see. Call revive war. Or revive war. We cannot song ngwere n'ụzọ. IPOB have been right. Through this case, we have been right. Everything about Igbo outside constitution. Everything, the same way they upturned the Aburi Accord agreement. The same way they have been disobeying court orders on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, insisting on trial. Everything about Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB is outside constitution. Excessive force on peaceful protesters outside constitution. Attack on the home of the leader of indigenous people of Biafra while he is still on bail. His date of court is ahead. Is outside constitution. Kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya is outside of the constitution. Everything is outside of the constitution. They don't follow constitution because we are Igbo. Everything. They don't care. All they care is he not Igbo man? Yes, let us do it like this. Nobody will say, let us go to our constitution. No, in the case of Igbo, no need of going to constitution. And we are going to tell them that this is IPOB. This is IPOB. Tell me where they have handled Igbo man case. The election of P2B, they did not use Nigerian constitution. They used APC decision. They used Nigerian government decision. They forgot constitution. Everything they are doing is outside constitution. Ebe director ọ gara aka ozugbo ọ gara aka m sị na o sete ala. Hapụ ndị anyị na-agwa gị na a na-eme trial na a na-eme ihe a. Na ndị lawyer o lawyer na-aga ozi. Ọ bụ ihe mkpọrọ ha since. Asị m gị na iwu lawyer. Iwu lawyer ga-edefend Nnamdi Kanu na this case. O kwuru m ya n'isi. ma echikwa ma tomorrow n'ihu director gwa ha na unu wu ndị ọgụ ozi ugbo odoga anyị na-agara director ozi normally wu normal 10 simple mmadụ abịa nọchi ụzọ na-agba agagagharị asị if na o nwere ihe a na-eme ọgụ ozi wa ọgụ ozi it is not wrong. ahụ m lọya na-agara onye ozi na-agara onye ozi gara onye ozi gara ya ozi obedi ụtọ very fine unu abịa fakachie na ọnụ ga-adọfta onye a tudo ose etibeghị n'ozi ka nna ga faịlụ ọrụ m akwụkwọ faịlụ ọrụ m akwụkwọ nna dere m nke a dere m nna lee nke a gara m ị gara m simple ihe ị ga-arụ this man ha abịa bakachi everywhere na blackmail onye ọbụla sif na o nwere ihe unu ga-emenwu ọ end bụ ebe ahụ anyị kwuru chọọ ebe a ga-aga ya ka anyị gara aka na aka ya appeal court judgment ọkwa ebe anyị jisi ike unu asị na ọ trial create ụzọ ngwa unu na-anọgọkwa ma wetin trial enwekwara m somebody na record. I have somebody in record. Release used to come. The release have come severally in Enugu maximum prison when I was there under Sullivan government, but it didn't carry me. While I have high rank people that submit people's warrants for release, immediately he submit my own, she will even inform me that there is release already, that release have landed. I will have noticed that there is a release from government. She will add my own, they will remove it. They don't care. Government does not, release doesn't carry a warrant that have date of court. They say a court is hearing the case. Release don't carry it. I told the lawyer, I said, now, what you just created is federal government defense. If international community call for Precedent Nnamdi Kanu, they will tell them that he is standing trial. Why can't you allow it sin and die? Sin and die. Sin and die, right? Let us see his without date of court. You created it. If there is any push to free him, they will say he will finish his trial. Release carries people without date of court. If not this step, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took, Awomolo and the judge, they will be intimidating you. You are a Nigerian lawyer. You cannot do otherwise. You cannot say this thing Nnamdi Kanu is saying with the boldness. You will say it, they will shut you down. They will say objection. They will pick dates. Your voice will not be heavier than the voice of Nnamdi Kanu. Do you understand? Nobody will analyze things you say to compare with that of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A single word from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be analyzed for over 1 month. Even if you force and convict him, his words, that day of conviction also, will also be analyzed for 1 year. Do you understand? How many man always think you ga agara onye ayo na aga wozi once gara na ozu na ga dem ma ihu na ihe niile ọ na-aga ịga ya ka ebe a ha agbaghị na Nigerian lawyer. You cannot do it. Ị gaghị eme ihe ndị a na-eme ịga ịcha aka ha ha akọsa gị DSS threat na gị DSS emeghị nke a meghị nke ọzọ, right? So that is it. Onye ọbụla kwesịrị ịma ihe ọ ga-arụ. You know, after I have sued trial, I bata court, immediately a son comes in, arise the area. You know, but I ewepụrụ son within the esquires. Why na esquire nọcha na-akpọ son eji ọfọ chọrọ son gawa, you know. So that is it anyway. But we continue because we have taken a better position. Victor, or Gimwakwa. Olube 3-4 years. Okay. So now you want. So we continue. Now that Nigerian state, through their judge and their prosecutor, are moved from referring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the particular area of the Constitution on Terrorism Act that approved his trial. Nobody can prove it. It wasn't read out. Nobody read it out. They were all mute. And they said they pick adjournment. Right? You can see the boldness of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oji Madanala. Yes, you can wake up and do your Igbo policy. You know, there is a policy against Igbo. Do it anyhow. Forget anything. Demolish their shop in Lagos. Demolish it. Don't care. Don't care. That is Igbo law. Igbo law is, you can make it in the morning. You can make it this night. Igbo law in Nigeria. Just make a decision. It is Igbo law. You know, law against Igbo. It is not. It must not be from the constitution. It must not come from the constitution. Anybody can decide any law against Igbo. Anybody can do anything in the north, in Yoruba land, any place. You can do anything. It is a law. Nobody will rescue you. It is righteousness in Nigeria to contribute in the punishment of Igbo, to contribute in the policy against Igbo, to contribute in the cry of Igbo man. So to suggest to government for a way to punish Igbo man. That's righteousness. Whatever you commit in Nigeria as a politician, just do this thing. And you are righteous already. That's why Igbo men, Igbo politicians that want to be recognized, their own evil will be worse because you must show them how you hate Igbo people. Oh. Go and ask the politicians now. You must prove to them you hate Igbo people. You must counter every interest of Igbo. And that is the only way to show them that you believe in one Nigeria. Because they don't believe that any Igbo man believes in one Nigeria. Both politicians, both governors, both senators. But for you to prove it to them, you must show them how you hate Igbo. You must, if you're a governor, you must turn against your people so that they will cry. Immediately your state cry, they will now say, okay, now you are acting. Because Igbo man must cry. As far as Nigeria is concerned, you must cry. That is the policy. They don't make it for Igbo man to be laughing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. It's all right. So that is why Omotosho don't care. He knows how they manage Igbo people in Nigeria. Igbo people, you don't need to read out the constitution. Awomolo knows that on Igbo matter, you don't need to go through constitution. You need to decide. That Nigeria used to decide on Igbo. And it is not constitution that used to decide on Igbo. It is Nigeria. So anybody can wake up, decide on Igbo, decide what to do on Igbo, do it on Igbo people. No, it is righteous. And you see other Nigerians defending it because that is righteousness in Nigeria. Thank you. So that is righteousness. And Omotosho can confirm it now. You don't need to read it. Mazi Nnamdi can say, read it, but Omotosho know that it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in their constitution anyway, but a case can be made against Igbo now. That's what Omotosho is trying to prove, that you are an Igbo man now, so even if it is not in constitution, we can make case against Igbo. We can wake up in the morning and prepare any charge against Igbo man, even outside the constitution. That's what Omotosho is trying to prove. Thank you. That's what they are trying to prove. That is what they are trying to prove. No wonder Governor of Enugu State was calling over Nimbo massacre. He called Commissioner of Police, Kaka was stolen. Onye nke owe infant, onwere power. One central command can run on a democratic country. Right? Police nye her order from IG of police. Your backyard will be open. Fulani will invade. Ugwanye tried, no way. He called 103 battalion in Enugu. No way. He called 14 2 division Enugu General Officer in Command GOC. No way. They directed him to Abuja. You should call Abuja. Governor making calls, you know, because there is an Igbo law. There is Igbo law now in Nigeria. You don't need to act until you take instruction from those in charge. Should we go and save them? No, leave them. They are Igbo now. Why must we rescue them? That is Igbo law. Anybody can get it. If a politician want to prove to the north, a politician from the east, that he don't want to be, that he believes in one Nigeria, that what they are tagging him, because when immediately you come, they say, Biafra. And the governor will say, no, I don't support Biafra. Fulani will say, it's a lie. Yeah, secretly supported. They say, no. They will say, okay, or you approve it. And the governor will come back and say, if you see any IPOB in my state, I will crush. And Fulani will say, you are just saying, oh, yeah, do it now. So what are you saying? Police have arrested IPOB 20. Fulani will say, okay, it's like you are not trying. That is Igbo law. Igbo law is that even you that love your people, they will turn that Igbo law against you. Then, if you don't want to inherit it, you will show them that you hate Igbo people. So if you immediately show your hatred on Igbo people, they will release their hand. And from there, hence they discover that you hate your people. You are now part of the people that will be speaking on behalf of Igbo. Anytime they want Igbo people to talk, it is Fulani that will signal the particular people that will speak on a particular matter, on Igbo issue. It's, some of these, our matters, the people that used to speak did not speak voluntarily. No, they were signaled to talk. Because they are the people who showed up that they hate Igbo. So they hate their fellow Igbo. So immediately something happened, Fulani will signal them to talk. And they will talk in the favor of government. That is how Nigeria is being run. Igbo law exists, can be changed, can be made at any time. Anybody, two people gather from the north or the west, they can make law against Igbo man. He cannot counter it. That is righteousness. If you want to be righteous in Nigeria, you make law. Go and ask Omotosho. He's trying Nnamdi Kanu on law that Nigerian government made. Not a law in their constitution. And that is how we have been suffering in Nigeria. Anybody can make law. Any governor in Lagos can demolish our shop. Anybody in the north can decide anything on us. They can decide they can kill anybody they like. That is a law against Igbo. You can't do anything. After all, you can't do anything. Can't do anything. But IPOB will do something on this one. But they're going to not better. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that is how you prove that you don't support Biafra. First thing, Nigerian government will give to an Igbo politician is an allegation. Well, you are a Biafra. Immediately you want to show them. That's what Peter, Jesus do to Peter. Immediately Peter say, oh, no, immediately Jesus say, one of you will betray me. I can say to your uncle, please. Peter now told Jesus, show us the person. And Jesus told Peter, look at you. Before the cock will crow, say what? Will crow, you deny me 3 times. This is somebody who wants to defend Jesus. He told him that even yourself, you have already concluded. Your own is worse, self. You deny me. You want to fight for me on somebody that will betray me. You yourself, you deny me 3 times. And that is it. Thank you. Don't worry, don't worry. Right? Our strength is that there is no international community that IPOB is not presentable. Do you understand? And there are international bodies that Nigeria is not presentable. There are. But IPOB is now standing tall with a greater status. A strong status, so Nigeria can go ahead and do it. This is not 67 to 70, where they blackmailed our fathers and the world accepted it that they are rebels. This time around, they have rejected the tag of terrorists on IPOB. Thereby, we are standing strong, waiting for any illegal decision based on laws that does not exist in Nigerian constitution. If you want to use that Igbo law on Nnamdi Kanu, it will hit you back, because we know you can construct a case against Igbo man. It is normal in Nigeria, but in this particular case, we say no to it. Read it from your constitution. We want to hear it. It has been long you have been creating law against Igbo. Anybody can wake up from north, from Yoruba land, make law against Igbo, decide on Igbo people, decide on what to do to them because they are Igbo. So the same thing Yoruba people are doing now, through Omotosho, with their prosecutor and the DSS, making law as they used to decide on Igbo. They have decided, you enter the fence. So we have, he said, read it out. They said, no, enter the fence. It means that they made the law, not law in Nigerian constitution. That is how Igbo man have been suffering. If Nigeria do inside, they say it's Igbo. The Nigeria do end bad government protests. They say it's Igbo. They do end hunger protest. They say it's Igbo protest. You can make any law against Igbo at any time. That is righteousness. Go and ask Ononuga. Go and ask Reno Mokri. Go and ask the rest of them. Go and ask Faneka Yode. Go and ask every other person. Because it is righteousness in Nigeria. Go and ask Wike. Wike denied his Igbo identity. That is first step to show them that I want you to forgive me, not to count me on the hatred you have on Igbo. So you must show them that you hate Igbo too. Wike is proving it. Go and ask Omahe. Go and ask Nyanwodo what actually brought to Python dance. It is to prove to them that you are not among, which they can never count you out. That is how to prove to them that you don't want to inherit Igbo law. Because there is existing Igbo law against every Igbo man. It can be changed, can be amended within a twinkling of an eye against you to make sure that they bring you down. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, they make a law against him that is not from their constitution, and they are trying him for years. And he said, I want to see it read out from your constitution because I am aware it has been amended, it has been repealed in 2013 from the Terrorism Act. Please read it out. Let's see if I am standing legal or illegal trial. And they said no, they will not read it. And that is where we are holding them down. We'll hold them there. Let them decide illegal. Let them decide that their decision, after all, is not today we are seeing it in our land. But let them decide this one. This one is in the open after all. It is not hidden. And they should know that injustice give birth to lawlessness. Thank you. This is the second broadcast on this because they cut off the other one. From me, from here, it is good evening. This is Fearless IPB Evangelist, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.